Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video we are going to do a new shot uh, which is based on the new destruction workflow in Houdini 18. In this video we are going to use two main nodes. One of them is RBT material fracture and the other is configure node. These both the nodes are very much important in this workflow. So when we talk about material fracture, this is not a new node in 18. This is old node. This is used for the fracturing, and in this one, some material types are also given. Like you can create fracturing for concrete, for wood, for glass. Okay, so for now, these are some of the materials which are given in this node. You can also create your custom one, and related to these types material types, so many options are given, and some tabs are given, and some of them are primary fracture, chipping and detail. Edge detail is there, interior details are there. So these are some of the options which you will be using. It has four inputs in the node. Like the first one is for input geometry, the second one for constraint geometry, the third one for proxy geometry, and the fourth one is for external points. If you want to give the fracture points from outside, then we can use the fourth one. Okay, so along with that, I also want to tell you about the other node, which is RBD configure node. This is again this is a new node in 18 with this workflow. So what it does actually, when we are using DOP network, then for this kind of work, okay, so there are so many things we do in DOP network. Like the first thing we create, we pack the objects. So this is the node which is going to do that work. Okay, the second thing, we are grouping some part of the body and then make it active and inactive. So the same kind of work this is going to do based on some bounding box, and then one bounce option is given, and along with that a switch is given. So by using the switch we can make some of the chunks active or inactive. So that option, I really like that option. And yeah, one more option is there. Maybe you can create groups, and on the basis of groups, you can, define whether the material you are using, the object you are using, is active or animated or deforming or slipping. So that option can be given by the groups. And one more option I would like say is very important, and that is visualization option. Okay, so whenever you are creating any object active or inactive, and you want to see which part is active and in the other part is inactive, then you can see with the visualization option. So many more options are given there. So when we are going to work on that node, then we'll see that. Along with that, so many other options are also given. So we will see them, one by one and video to video. So let's jump to Houdini and start working on that. Okay, so now we are in Houdini, and then we are going to create a basic shot where we are going to use all these nodes. So I will go to geometry node. I will take a geometry node and then get into it and then take a box. Okay, so I just want I am going to create a column and then I'm going to fracture it with some object. Okay, so I will come here and copy parameter and then paste relative reference divided by 2, and then I will make the height 6 units. Okay, now I want to fracture it. So I'll have to use material fracture, RBT material fracture. So this is taking some time, but it has been improved a lot. So we have four inputs here in this one. The first one is for the input geometry, we are fracturing. The next one is for the constraint geometry. The third one is for proxy geometry, and the fourth one is for the if we are adding some points from outside, and then we want to fracture some area which we like, okay, and not from the inside body. So I'll click on this. Okay, so now the fracturing is done, and then we'll see some of the options here. Okay, so when we come to material type, this concrete is given by default, and then we can change it to glass, and then we can go to wood, and some custom options are also there if you want to create. And then some more options are there, like primary fracture is there, chipping option is there, like detail option is there, and constraint option is there. So these four options are there, and along with that, in each of them there are so many other options. So we can take any number of levels of primary fracture. So by default two levels are given. Okay, we can go and we can delete any option which is here. So I will go to second one, and I can come here and click at this button to remove it, or I can go here and I can remove it. Okay, so I'll come here, select this one and click here, and then one part will be removed. So only one level of fracturing is there. This fracturing is also based on the volume. Okay, so this volume is taken and then points are given there. So we can change the number of points, and we can change the seed value of the points. So we can come here and then we will take a scatter from volume. Okay, one other option attribute is given. We will see that in some other video, but here we will take scatter points. So we can increase number of points and decrease. So if we want to take only um, two instances, then two parts of the body, then we can split it there, and then we can change the seed value also. Okay, so here we will take maybe 10 fracture points, and then here I can also use one more node, that is RBD visualization, sorry, RBD explode view. Okay, so we can also see explode view. We can also use the old one, explode view. We can also use this one, but this is also given for the constraint and proxy geometry. So we'll get to that, but for now we will just stick to geometry. So these are the number of chunks we can create. Okay, and then we can go here and then make the changes we require. So we can make it 20 or maybe whatever number we want. Okay, so but here is one thing that means when we are giving this value, we can make the changes to the scatter point, and then we can change the scatter seed value, or we can also use the noise which is being used at the points to to spread them onto this volume. And so we can also use this value to change things. Okay, and we can also remove this noise, or we can take some other noise. So if you do none, then this will be the normal one without noise. Okay, so we will go back to the normal one, and here is this. So that is the way of doing the fracturing. So we can take more levels onto this one. This is first level, and then we can take another level. We will have to click here at this plus, or we can click here. So when you click on this one, then another level will come. So that will fracture the chunks which are already being fractured. Okay, so we can also take scatter points here, number of points, and we can make them more or less depending upon our requirement, and we can go to and fro and make the changes. So that is really nice one. So that, but what if I want to change, if I want to make the fracturing not depending upon on these values, but I want to create some points from external points, and then I want to fracture some particular kind of area. Maybe some area where I need more points, and then maybe the fracturing is on the whole column, but I need more points at some particular place. So I can also do that. But for that, I'll have to take some external points. So I will come here and then I will go to I will go to this one, and I will take a sphere there. I will take a sphere and then take it to, maybe I'll take a transform. I'll take a transform and then take it to 3. That will be the middle of, then I'll click here and sorry, um, click here. So this is the place where I want more fracturing points, and then I'll go to scatter. Maybe I also can take ISO. Make it more dense, take 50 and then scatter. So I will take my own scatter points here, and then what we can do here, I will come here and then I will connect this output to this fourth input of material fracture, and then click here. Okay, so the column is still there. There is no change at all. So what we have to do, we have to go here, and then now we have two levels of fracturing, that is first level and second level. So I'll go to second level and connect this custom points here only. So I will come, and for that what I will do, I will come here and I will switch on this checkbox. So click here, and then you can see a lot of points are here, and these chunks are based on the number of points which we will take here. So if you reduce this value to maybe 100, then the chunks will be reduced, and if I increase to 200, 2000, then they will be increased. Okay, so like this. I will do one more thing here. uh, I'll come here, I will reduce this value to 1000, and I'll come to this RBD material fracture. For now I will also do one more thing. I will disconnect this value. I want you to know some more options, and that is why we will take a less number of chunks. I will take less number of chunks, and that is why I can come here and I can disable it at any point of time. So now I have less number of chunks. So I'll go to this first one. We have 10 scatter points, and then I'll go to RBD exploded view, and then I'll come here and I'll see this value. So I'll come here and I will increase this value a lot. Okay, so this is inner point of the column, and we see that there is no details at this level. So what if I want to give details, then this node is perfect for that. So I will come back to this RB material fracture, and then I will go and see some other options. Like chipping is there, but we'll not see this one here. We'll go to detail, and then we can give details here. We can give edge detail here, and then we can give maybe interior detail here. So I will click on this edge detail, and then you can see here. Okay, so now we can see some edge detail here. Okay, so we can change the values also. Two more usable values are maybe noise height, that is if I do it 0.2, then more randomness will be here. Okay, depth will be here, and then we can give element size just like mountain shop. So I can make it zero point 0.4, and then this will be, you know, like bigger kind of thing like this. So I'll make it zero point 0.3, and then yeah, I can also increase the details here only. Here only. What I can do, I can go from 0.05 to 0.03. Okay, so now more details is here. So what I will do next, I will go and click here in the interior detail. Now we can see some interior detail here in the inner part of the chunks. Okay, so we can also what we can do here, we can change the depth from here. That is, what if I do it zero point 0.2, then there'll be more depth here, and then we can change the amplitude of the noise, that is zero point 0.1. Okay, or maybe zero point 0.3. Okay, and then we can increase or decrease the frequency. We can also change the noise type, but we'll keep it like that, and then we can change the frequency also. So by default this is 2.5. We can change it according to our need here. So now we can see some noises there and some details are there. We can go back and change the value to some less number. And for doing that, what we can do, we can come here in the auto update, and then change it to manual, and then change the value. So I will come here and then make the value to maybe to 3, and then set it to auto update. Okay, so these two options are there. We'll be using them in some, maybe here, and some other videos also. Um, so these are the options. Okay, so maybe we'll use the other option some other video. So now I will click here, and then we have this column, so we can see this HTML here, and then I'll go back and then switch on the next level also. So click here, and then we'll go here in the primary fracturing, and then we'll click on level 2 and then enable it. Okay, so now what I want, so I will connect this to the fourth input. So now, because there is edge detail and interior detail, so it is definitely going to take some time. Okay, so I'll go back and change some values here so that it takes lesser time. So I will go to this one, and then decrease the, I will go to first level, 10 chunks are there, and I'll make it maybe 10 chunks here in the second level. Okay, in the second level. So now what I will do, I will what I want, I will go and add this. I will cross this one and then keep it here, and now I will take RBD bullet solver and then connect it to RBD material fracture. So I will connect only the first input, which is the geometry one, and then see how the things are going. So I will click here and then see the simulation. Okay, so I will come to bullet solver, and I will activate the ground plane, and then do it again, play it again. Okay, so all the refined chunks are coming. So what we have to do here, I will change the value to 60 and then switch on the real time toggle, and then I'll go back. I want faster simulation, so I will decrease this value, the second scatter point value to, and maybe I can reduce some value here also in the scatter points. So I will keep this value to 500. No, 500. Keep this value to 500. Okay. So I will also reduce second level of scatter points, and I'll keep it to first level of scatter point, and I'll keep it to 5. Okay. So now, I'll go and uh, when I'm playing it, when I'm running the simulation, like the whole column is crumbling down, and I really don't want that part. So I want to constrain that value. What I have to do for that, this output and this input is for the constraint. So I will connect this to this one, and then the constraint will be added. So when I click here, then that is static, that is just standing upright, and there is no crumbling. So for that, what I want to do, I want some sort of collision object. I want a ball or maybe a cube and hitting this column, and then it should go down like that. So I will take a sphere. I will take a sphere and then take a transform, and then I'll take it to 3, and then I'll go and change the primitive to polygons and change the value to maybe 8. Okay, and then I will connect it to the fourth input of solver. So I will see, I will put it, maybe I'll reduce the size of this also to 0.8 or maybe zero point 0.7. Yeah, and then I'll take it to -3 in the z-axis, or -4. So I don't want to animate this value. Uh, I want to make this like I want to give this ball some initial velocity, and for that what I will do, I will go to point velocity. Okay, so this is Z. I will activate this and go to Z and make it 5. Okay, so now there is a problem. This is a problem. So how would I change this value? And for that I'll have to go to this RBD solver, and in RBD solver I will go to this collisions option, and here initial object type. So I will go to this option box and then change it to create deforming static object, and then I'll play it again, and then I'll play it again. So now it's again not moving. It's again not moving. Maybe I can animate this value, that then it will be working. So what I'll have to do to make it active? Okay, so what I will just switch this initial velocity off, and first of all I will make the object active, and for that I will take configure RBD configure node, RBD configure node, and then I'll go down and make it active here, and then keep the value 1, and then I'll go here and then make it, I want to see active. So if it is seeing green, that means that shows that the ball is active. So let's see if it is working. Oh, sorry, don't activate this for now. Excuse me. Okay, so active, but it is active, but no, external forces are applied on it. So until unless some external forces are applied on it, it is not going to work. And then I will activate the point velocity, and then we'll see what this is doing. Yeah, now check it out. Now this is active rigid body with the help of RBD configure. So I will increase the value here and make it 10. Excuse me. Okay. So why it is happening? Because when we go to material fracture, it is making this because we have connected this constraint part, it is making it it is keeping all the chunks together by the constraints. So what I will do, I will go to this material fracture, and I will change a few things in the constraint option. So we can see that primary strength is really very big, and we will keep it to 10, and then we'll see if any changes is happening to this. So that is crumbling even before the ball is hitting it. So I'll keep it to 1000 and then simulate it again. Yup. So I will increase the value a little. Maybe I'll make it 20. So I'll go back and maybe make it 500. Right. And increase a velocity to 30. All right. Oh, all right. So now what more option I want to activate? I really don't want this whole column to be destroyed. I want to keep this the value which is here, which is I mean 1/3 part of the column. I want to make that static. So for that, what I will do, I will come here and I will come here and make that static, not active. So I will take one another RBD configure node and then add it here, and then I'll come to this one, and for that I am going to use bounding box. So I will come to this bounds option and I will activate bounding box, and then I will use it. So I will make this size 2, and then Z is also 2, and then make this also 2, like that. And then I'll take it a little up. Okay, so I want to keep this part as as this part is static and this part active. So I'll come here and then click add the active, and then I'll see by visualization which part is active. So this will none of the part, I mean the entire column is active right now until and unless I use this use bounds. So I'll have to click at this checkbox. So as soon as you click it, this part becomes active and this part becomes passive. So what we'll do, we will take it to 0. This is a switch actually. So it works with 0 and 1. So when we have kept this part passive, this will become active, and that is what I want. Okay. So this is a really very nice option. So a lot of options are given in configure. We'll be seeing them maybe in some or other videos. Okay, so go back to RBD bullet solver and then see the simulation once again. So here is the simulation. Just have a look at this. Right now, most of the chunks are looking almost the same size, but we'll get to that one in some other video. Here, I just wanted to show you some options on different kinds of nodes. Okay, so this is the simulations and simulation, and these are the options related to RBD, bullet solver, maybe, and RBD material fracture and RBD configure. So we have seen these options, and I hope you like the tutorial. So for this video, um, from my side, that's all. Thank you very much.